Okay, we shall start the class. So we have stopped at nested if statement. Okay. So yesterday, I think till fifth and sixth form we have come across. So now we'll go to the seventh form. Okay. So uh, so in seventh form we will see the syntax. So this is the syntax of the seventh form. Um, 1 minute. Okay. See here, see just look at the conditions, how many conditions we have and how many else part we have. So if you look at the seventh form, if condition 1, opening brace, next have one set here. If else condition one set, if condition 2, statement 1, else statement 2. Okay. And for condition 1, closing brace, after closing brace, else, if condition 3, statement 3, else statement 4. Okay. So this is, we can consider it as seventh form. So as I said, still we can write many forms, but it's enough till here. So what all the things we come across if else, we can understand by these forms. That is if for simple if else, nested if. Okay, and after this one more part is there for if else, that is else if ladder. So that we will see. So in this particular form, if you observe, if you look at the arrow marks, if condition 1 is true, so it enters inside the if block. Okay, that what I have written in box. So that is one set we can consider if else set. Okay, so if the condition 1 is true. Okay, next if condition 2 is also true, so statement 1 is executed. That is statement immediately following the condition 2 is executed. Okay, so that is if you look at this mark, so statement 1 is executed when the condition 2 is true. If the condition 2 is false, then statement 2, that is which follows else part, immediately follows the else part, that is executed. So you look at this arrow mark. For false I have marked it. Okay, F stands for false, T stands for true. So next, if condition 1 is false, then you just look at the arrow mark for F, that is false. So it will go to the else part of the condition 1. Okay, so when it goes to the else part of the condition 1, there condition 3 is there. So if condition 3 is true, statement 3 which follows immediately the condition 3, it is executed. If condition 3 is false, so statement 4, that is else part of condition 3, will be executed. See, in this case, what you should observe is, so here they have given one important statement, so where we can understand overall if else statements. That is, see, in a nested if, an else statement always refers to the nearest if statement, that is within the same block as the else. The meaning of this is, see, whenever we come across multiple if and else statements, so sometimes we feel somewhat difficult to understand. Okay, because when we get an errors, so to solve it we may feel difficult to understand. In that case, what you have to do is, you remember this sentence: an else statement always refers to the nearest if. Okay, now just look at this seventh form. So here we have three if conditions, three else statement. So if you observe, if condition 1, if condition 2, and else is there here statement. Okay, so here inside if condition 1, that is one set is there, if condition and else. Okay, and again for condition 1 there is one more else, after that one more if else set is there. So three if conditions, three else part is there. Now, if you look at the sentence, an else statement always refers to the nearest if. See, first you look at the first box, okay, for condition 2. So there is else. Nearest if is condition 2. For this else, nearest if is condition 2, okay. So this becomes one set here, okay. Next, you come to the next box, okay, last box, condition 3. There also else is there. So for this nearest if is condition 3, okay, so that becomes one set. So for condition 2, else statement is there, that is nearest, so nearest to the if statement, that becomes one set. For condition 3, else statement is there, that is nearest to the if, that becomes one set. Now this else is there, okay. So if we see the for this nearest if is, you just go above, okay. If you go above, nearest if is actually condition 2, right? But according to statement, an else statement always refers to the nearest if statement that is within the same block, within the same block as the else. That the meaning of that is, see, if you look at this else, here I'm marking this mouse pointer. So this else, it is not present inside this uh, block. That is where condition 2 is there. Okay, where condition 2 is there, there it is not there. So how to understand here is, see, this else is outside this box and also outside the condition 3. So this else belongs to the first condition, okay. By looking at the opening brace and closing brace only, you can understand. So this else belongs to the condition 1, okay. Now we have three if else set, okay. uh, Condition 2 with else, condition 3 with else, condition 1 with this else, okay. So now we will see how, what are the possibilities. So if you look at the case 1, in case 1, condition 1 is true, condition 2 is true, statement 1 is executed. That is, if condition 1 is true, then it checks the condition 2. Okay. If condition 2 is also true, then statement 1 is executed. Okay. Again, I will tell you, if condition 1 is true, it will check for the condition 2. If condition 2 is also true, statement 1 is executed. This is case 1. Next, second case. Condition 1 is true, but if condition 2 is false, what happens? If condition 2 is false, you look at this arrow mark, statement 2 is executed. That is else part of condition 2, okay. Else part of condition 2 is executed, that is statement 2, okay. That is the second case. Third case is condition 1 is false. If condition 1 is false, you look at the arrow mark here. So the mouse control, the program control will move to the condition 3. And if condition 3 is true, then statement 3, which immediately follows the condition 3, is executed, okay. This is the third case, okay. Fourth case is condition 1 is false and condition 3 is also false. If condition 3 is also false, then statement 4, which follows the else part of condition 3, is executed, okay. Now how we can get these four cases is like, for conditions there will be two results, right? True and false. So if condition 1 is true and false, condition 2 is true and false, condition 3 is true and false. In this way we have to consider, okay. So if condition 1 is true, then only it will check for the condition 2, okay. Then if condition 1 is false, it will check the condition 3. In that way we can understand. So you just look at this arrow marks correctly, then you will understand. So if you have any doubts, you can ask in this form, okay. Now you just copy this. So while copying, if you come across any doubts, you ask. Okay, so you just listen. If it is really problem, I will rectify by tomorrow. I got some problem with internet. So after the seventh form, so I have written one program, so which includes all the forms. That means like mainly seventh form it includes. Okay, so this is the program, so we can execute in the editor. Okay, so I'll open the editor and show you. So this is the program for nested if thing. So this program is to find out the largest of three numbers. So here I will write the comment. Okay, so documentation. So program to find the largest of three numbers. Okay. So if we want to find out the largest of three numbers, then this much logic is required. So still we can reduce the logic by combining these two conditions. Like if a greater than b, instead of writing separate condition a greater than c, I can write here a greater than c here only. But I wanted to show you the nested if form, that is seventh form. So I have written condition. Okay, so I can write like this: if a greater than b and a greater than c, instead of writing one more condition like a greater than c, just just I wanted to show you the seventh form, that which includes if else, inside one if else, and inside else one more if else. So I wanted to show you that, so I have written one extra condition here. So this condition is required, we can combine here or else we can write separate. Okay, so when we look at this logic, okay, so we can find out the largest of three numbers. Okay, so in the previous forms, okay, so in the previous forms, I kept writing the examples, right, which were not sufficient to find out the largest of three numbers. But this logic works out. Okay? We will test it. Okay. So one testing I will do in editor. Remaining thing I will show in tracing part of the diagram. Okay. So let us execute this program. It will ask for enter three numbers. Okay. So we can enter in any combination. So first smallest number, then second largest number, largest number. Okay, 10, 20, 30. So here it should display 30 is large. Okay. So you enter in any form, like any test case. For example, if I say 30, 20, 10. Okay. So in this case also 30 is large. That means A value is 30, B value is 20, C value is 10. So in this case, it prints A is large. Okay. If suppose if I enter 20 A value, 30 B value, 10 C value. So in this case also it prints 30 is large. So once again I will show you all the three cases. The first case is 10 A value, 20 B value, 30 C value. So 30 is large. Okay. Next, 20, 30, 10. Okay, in this case also it prints 30 is large. Next, 30, 20, 10. So in this way, in six ways we can write. So we will test it for one or two things. We will trace the program. Okay. So this is the program control, how it flows. See now, A value 10, B value 20, C value 30. Okay. You just remember A equal to 10, B equals to 20, C is equals to 30. Okay. See now when it comes to the condition, here we can check the values. Okay, what we have given in the output. See, A, see A value is 10. Inspect. Inspect means to find out the value of particular variable. B value is 20. Next, C value is 30. Okay. Now A greater than B. So A value is 10, B value is 20, right? So 10 greater than 20. So you can look at this program control here, it is there. A value is 10, B value is 20. So 10 greater than 20. So whatever you are seeing here, it is C value. Okay. See, A value is 10, B value is 20. 10 greater than 20. So condition is false. So is 10 greater than 20? No, condition is false. You just look at that program control where it goes. So see. So else part of the first condition. So else part of the first condition is B greater than C. So here also check the values. Okay. So B value 20. Sorry. C value 30. So B value is 20, C value is 30. So 20 greater than 30. So 20 greater than 30 is again false. Okay. So it should go to the else part. See, it went to the else part. Okay. So in the else part, that is percent D is large, that is C value. C value is large. Yes, 30 is large. So C is 30 is large. So now we will take the first value as the largest value. Then we will see how it works. Okay. Okay, first value is the largest, that is 30. Next 10. Next 20. Okay. So now we can check the values. So A value is 30, B value is 10. So it is enough, right, for this condition A and B value. 30 greater than 10. 30 greater than 10 is true. So it will come inside the if. You just observe here. See, it comes inside the if because the condition is true. Okay. Now we check A and C values. So A value is 30. C value is 20. So 30 greater than 20. Yes, it is true. So printf statement which follows immediately A greater than C should execute here. See here. It has executed. So that is A value is largest. After that, it will not check for any else or nothing. Directly, it will go to the end of the program. So 30 is large. Okay. Now we will give B value as the largest. Then we will check what happens. Okay. So 20. Sorry. Okay. So 20. See, I am giving B value as the largest here. Okay. So test the values. So A value is 20. B value is 30. So 20 greater than 30. So 20 greater than 30 is false. So it will go here. Now you check B and C values. So B value is 30. C value is 10. 30 greater than 10 is true. Okay. So printf which follows immediately B greater than C will be executed here. Okay. So there is a tracing part of this program. I will show you. Program. Okay. So you just look at this tracing part. So I have taken two cases. Okay. 10, 20, 30 and 10, 30, 20. So if you look at the image file, rightmost bottom part I have written the possible values what we can give for three variables. Okay. In six ways we can give. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 10, 30, 20, 20, 10, 30, 20, 30, 10, 30, 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. So in these six ways we can give. Not only 10, 20, 30, you can give any values, any three values, but in six combinations you can give. So if your program works for all the combinations, then whatever the logic we have written, that is correct. Now we will see for two cases. So two cases I have written tracing. Okay. So you just look at here. So output one, enter three numbers. So I have taken first output 1, enter three numbers 10, 20, 30. Okay. So you look at this output. So when once you give space, that means it separates between the inputs. Okay, 10 is taken as first input, 20 is taken as second input, 30 is taken as third input. Okay, so 10 will be copied into variable A. You look at this tracing part. So in tracing part only I have written the memory representation. So initially I have written A, B, C with blank values, that is at the time of declaration. Okay, int A, comma B, comma C, semicolon. That part is called as declaration part. So there A, B and C are blank. That means compiler will assign some value, but we don't know the values, so we can keep it as blank. Okay, so once we enter the values at the console screen, that is at the black screen, so you can enter like 10, press enter key, 20, press enter key, 30. In individual lines also you can enter, in same line also you can enter by just leaving one blank space in between the values. Okay, so 10 space, 20 space, 30. So 10 will be stored in variable A, 20 will be stored in variable B, 30 will be stored in variable C. Okay, now you just look at the condition here. Okay, if A greater than B, now substitute the values. So in comparison operator, you can substitute values on both the sides, that is LHS and RHS. Okay, so in variable A you substitute 10, in variable B you substitute 20. Okay, only in the case of assignment, that is single equals to, you should not substitute in the LHS, only in the RHS you have to substitute. But in case of comparison operator, relational operator, greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than equals to, not equals to, in these operators you can substitute in both the cases. So A variable 10, B variable 20. Okay, now you just ask a question like, is 10 greater than 20? So is 10 greater than 20? No means false. So if this condition is false, you look at the program, you have put the arrow mark. So directly it will move to the else part of the first condition, that is if A greater than B, that else condition it will move. Okay, so there again one more condition is there, if B greater than C. Now come to the tracing part. In tracing part you substitute B value is 20, C value is 30. Again you check the condition, is 20 greater than 30? No means false. Okay, so 20 is not greater than 30, so false means, so to that particular if statement, go to the else part. So you just look at the arrow mark in the program have marked. Okay, F indicates false, so you go to the else part of that condition. So of the else part of that condition says percent %d is large. So in case of percent %d, it will substitute the value, that is argument. So here argument is C. So if it is 1 minute, zoom it on to C here. So in case of percent %d, C value is substituted here. So in some printf examples have marked the arrow mark also. I think you are remembering those things. So from this C variable is substituted in case of this percent %d. So it prints 30 is large. So once again I will explain the first output and tracing. First we have to enter the values in the console screen. 10 space 20 space 30. 10 value is stored in variable A, 20 is stored in variable B, 30 is stored in variable C. Now you substitute in the conditions. So first condition, if A greater than B, so you substitute the value of A and B, 10 and 20. So is 10 greater than 20? Is 10 greater than 20? No means false. So if this condition is false, you look at the program where I have marked the F. So F means false. We just look at the arrow mark, that is the line. It points to B greater than C. Okay, that means else part of the first condition according to the seventh form. Okay, so B greater than C. Again you substitute the values. B value is 20, C value is 30. Is 20 greater than 30? No means again false. Again for the particular condition, else part will be there. You have to move to the else part. That means program control will move to that else part. So in else part it says percent %d is large. So in case of percent %d, it prints the C value. So you just look at the C value, what is present? It is present 30. So 30 is large. So in this way it is printed. Okay. Now one more test case I have written. So I said in this case, in the same way we can test for these 6 possible values. Okay. So 10, 20, 30, 10, 30, 20. That means first A variable I have taken it as 10 two times, then A variable 20 two times, A variable 33 two times. I think in mathematics you may come across like permutation and combinations chapter. So in a school or college you have studied. So combinations like permutations and combinations. If we have 3 values, you can take in 6 combinations. Okay. So if your program works for all these combinations, then whatever the logic we have written, that is correct. Okay. So we will go for a second case. Here I have taken 2 cases, but when you execute this particular program, you can test for all these values, 6 possible values. Okay. If it fails for one of the possible values, one of the combinations, then there is something wrong in the logic. We have to rectify it. Okay. So now you look at the second output. Output to enter three numbers. Okay. So I have taken 10, 30, 20. That means the second variable I have taken it as large. In the first output, I have taken third variable as the largest value. Here, second variable as the largest value. Now we test it. Okay, how it works. Okay, here I have written tracing. You just look at the tracing. So you have to test from first condition itself. Okay, if a greater than b, a value is 10 in this case, b value is 30. Okay, second variable's value. So is 10 greater than 30? No. No means false. Okay, 10 is greater than 30 is false. So again it will come to the else part of the first condition. So if it comes to the else part of the first condition, b greater than c, that condition is b greater than c. Again you substitute the values. 30 greater than 20. So is 30 greater than 20? Yes, it is true. Okay, 30 is greater than 20. So statement immediately following the condition b greater than c is executed. So that statement is percent %d is large. See, in printf I have written one common message, that is percent %d is large. And wherever it is required the variables I have written a, b and c. Okay. So in this case I have written b, that b value is substituted here. So b is large. If by mistake if you write instead of variable b, if you write c, it is wrong. Logic is correct, but the output message is wrong. So c value is 20, right? It prints 20 is large. While calculating, it has calculated correctly. That logic worked, but while printing the message, it will be wrong if you change the variable names here. Okay. So percent %d is large. In case of percent %d format specifier, b value is substituted. So it prints 30 is large. Okay. So once again I will explain. First you have to take the values 10, 30, 20. So 10 is stored in variable A, 30 is stored in variable B, 20 is stored in variable C. Now you have to check from the first condition. So first condition is A greater than B. So A value is 10, B value is 30. It checks, is 10 greater than 30? Is 10 greater than 30? No. No means false. So 10 is greater than 30 is false. It will come to the else part of that condition. So else part of the condition is B greater than C. Okay. So B is greater than C. That means 30 is greater than 20. Is 30 greater than 20? Yes, it is true. So if it is true, statement immediately following that condition, that is b greater than c, will be executed. That means percent %d is large. In case of percent %d, it will substitute the b variable's value. So b variable's value is 30. It says 30 is large. So in this way, you can test for all 6 values. Okay. You can copy this tracing. While copying, if you come across any doubt, you can ask. So once again, we can discuss the tracing part.